Greetings everyone and welcome to Spacing Out. I'm Jason McClellan.
And I'm Maureen Elsberry. Thanks for joining us.
We're here to get you caught up on some of the latest UFO news stories, so let's get to it.
A husband and wife in Lincolnshire, England city of Lincoln were watching the skies for the International Space Station, or the ISS, on the night of Thursday, June 5th. But the couple's sky watching turned out to be more exciting than they had anticipated when a UFO appeared in the sky.
This couple was reportedly gazing skyward around 10 p.m. The wife, Gail Phillips, explained to the Lincolnshire Echo that they spotted the ISS, but then they noticed a UFO just hovering in the sky. She explains, "We watched it for about 30 seconds before we thought we would record it. We thought it was too dark to be a remote helicopter, and then it started moving backwards, which was a little strange."
The movement of the UFO is strange, but does resemble that of a remote-controlled craft equipped with lights for night flights. But it is unknown if that is what the witnesses actually saw above Lincoln.
Dr. Alexander Emick passed away at the age of 111 on Sunday, June 8th. The chemist and zoologist was considered the world's oldest man at the time of his death. Polish-born Emick was a Holocaust survivor. He was also a UFO believer and paranormal enthusiast.
Emick was born in 1903 in Poland. The Jewish Daily Forward describes that Emick was fascinated by the supernatural by age 13, investigating table turning and Ouija boards as a mean of communicating with spirits.
He earned a PhD in zoology, but was unable to find work in that field, so he shifted his focus to chemistry. He also did some parapsychology research because of his interest in the paranormal. During World War II, Emick and his wife were sent to a labor camp. They were eventually freed, but after discovering that most of their relatives had died in the war, the couple immigrated to the United States.
Emick resumed his work as a chemist, but his wife's work as a psychologist fueled his interest in parapsychology. He focused more on this field after his wife's passing in 1986, and he began researching the paranormal full-time after he retired. He reportedly founded the Anomalous Phenomena Research Center in New York, and he served as the organization's president.
Emick was fascinated by illusionist Uri Geller and had close relationships with alleged mediums, and he edited the 1995 book Incredible Tales of the Paranormal, documented accounts of poltergeists, levitations, phantoms, and other phenomena.
Although they were not the primary focus of his work, Emick believed that extraterrestrial UFOs are visiting Earth. According to the Wall Street Journal, he kept a photograph on his desk of friends he claimed were abducted by aliens. It's unclear if he had any UFO experiences of his own, though.
But Dr. Alexander Emick reportedly devoted more than 70 years to researching and writing about the paranormal.
Several witnesses reportedly watched a UFO seemingly hover over the ocean just off the coast of the Sydney suburb of Dee Why in New South Wales, Australia.
Local resident Don Jeffrey was walking along the beach on the morning of Wednesday, June 4th. At roughly 6:35 a.m., he noticed approximately 20 to 30 people gathered on the beachfront promenade. He approached the crowd and learned that they were all staring at an aerial object over the ocean.
Jeffrey explained to the Daily Telegraph, some of them thought it could be a UFO and another person suggested it was a plane coming in to land. But it stayed in the same spot for 10 minutes and it looked like it had a tail.
This photo taken by Jeffrey resembles lens flare commonly seen in similar photos, but that explanation is eliminated if the object was visible in the sky and seen by Jeffrey and other witnesses as reported.
Although Jeffrey believes he could make out a tail on the object, he is of the opinion that the unidentified object was too large to be a plane. Further, he described the object as being brighter than the sun, and after examining the photos he took of the object, he says it was a disc-shaped UFO and definitely wasn't a plane.
He opines that he likes to keep an open mind with all of these galaxies out there, and he thinks there must be other life.
An 11-year-old girl in the England town of Northampton recorded video of a strange fireball UFO on Saturday, May 31st.
The Daily Star describes that the witness, Katie, noticed a strange glowing orb performing loops in the sky as she went to shut her curtains on Saturday evening. She used her mother's laptop to record video of the UFO as it danced across the sky. Her siblings also observed the flaming UFO.
Katie's mother, Fiona Fearon, reportedly contacted local airfield Sywell Aerodrome, but representatives there said they had no knowledge about the fireball UFO. Fearon considered the possibility that the UFO could have been ball lightning, but she dismissed that opinion because there was no lightning in the area on the day of the sighting.
Local newspaper Northampton Chronicle and Echo also contacted Sywell Aerodrome, but the answer the paper received was completely different from the one given to Fearon. The Chronicle reports that a spokesperson from the control tower at Sywell confirmed that the fireball UFO was a glider with fireworks.
According to the paper, Jeff Tower from the control tower explained, "We had a big exhibition and it was part of a flying display at sunset. The glider shoots out flames from its wings. It was part of an organized and controlled display. We did it last year and again this year on Saturday."
An aviation festival called Aero Expo UK took place from May 30th through June 1st at the Sywell Aerodrome, and an aerobatic flight company called Glider FX performed at this festival. Although it is strange that Farron was allegedly told by someone at the airfield that the UFO had nothing to do with Sywell, it does appear that this fireball UFO is most likely a glider performing at the aviation festival there. I'm confident with this identification, and I want to rant here against the media, like we do sometimes, in the bad reporting here. Because even throughout this week, there have been media outlets, including HuffPost UK, continuing to post this story and only reporting on part of it. The local media identified this object the very next day, but I don't know if it's intentional, but this information is easy to find.
And then again, this is an event that attracts a lot of attention too, because I can tell you we got a surge of traffic to the site for people searching for fireball UFO, girl records, fireball UFO, that kind of thing. And, you know, they luckily are coming to us where they can find that, but so many other people are seeing this as an unidentified object still. And in this case, we have a pretty clear, non-cover-up example of an identification. But I like that this girl actually took her mother's laptop out the window.
Huge props to this 11-year-old girl, and Alejandro and I talked about this on Open Minds UFO Radio, where we think this 11-year-old girl could give some pointers to people out there trying to record UFO videos, because she managed to take this laptop, and I don't even know how it seems awkward to me, but she took her mother's laptop and recorded a pretty darn good UFO video. So she could give some pointers to people out there with their cell phones and whatnot, taking their crappy, blurry videos. She did a great job, and you know, it's a good video, and I do encourage people to watch it, because it was definitely a first for me. You know, we talk about this all the time with seeing strange things in the sky. People make a leap to extraterrestrial spacecraft. It's important to familiarize yourself with how certain things look in the sky. I saw it, and when I saw the beginning of the video, I thought, that looks very similar to what we've seen before with parachuters diving with the flares on their feet or whatever they do. But then it starts going up and looping. I don't know any skydivers that can do that. So it was pretty fascinating at the start, but digging deeper and finding out and watching the video, and we actually have a video of this particular group at the performance last year performing the exact motions that you see in the video. So I'm pretty confident with the identification there. It is strange that the mother does claim that she was told by the airfield that they didn't know what it was. That does seem strange, because this is a big air festival going on there. You would think that they would know.
Maybe it was just one person.
Yeah, who knows who she talked to, and not everybody. It could be the janitor like cleaning. He doesn't know what's going on.
Yeah, but let's talk about this, which is unidentified still, but could have some natural explanations. Is this UFO photo over Australia?
I like this, and the reason I like this story is because, you know, the witness testimony, the mass sighting, the 20 to 30 people who allegedly saw this object in the sky, like we pointed out, without that element to it, just looking at the photo, it looks like it could very well be just an airplane coming directly at the crowd or the photographer. The objects would appear to just be hovering in the sky. We've seen that many times. But based on this witness testimony and the people observing the object, it seems to be something different. And the witnesses have also said that airplanes don't typically fly in that part of the sky. They don't see airplanes there. And these are people who walk the beach every morning. So they're used to what's in the sky.
What I like about this is that this particular photograph, and we have this on the website, is you can see a few people staring up and taking pictures of the object. Not 20 to 30, more like 3, but you know, at least you can see that yes, there was other people there and get some perspective. It was a well-framed photo to then be able to tell the depth or sort of range this object was at. But what I don't like is, why haven't we seen the rest of the photographs he took?
Yeah, he did take a few photos. There is another one that he took from another vantage point, and this is you know, from where he claims he could better make out the tail of the object. It's interesting. I don't know which photographs he blew up and thought he could definitely make out the shape of this object, but it is an interesting story, a mass sighting. I like it.
Yeah, and I mean, that's the other thing though, is a reflective dome when the sun is rising. Of course it's going to look brighter than the sun. The sun's going to reflect off that metal object.
Yeah, that is true.
So
absolutely.
We'll see. I would like to see the blown up photographs and the rest of the ones he took. But
yeah, for sure. But it's a good sighting. Well, that is all for this episode of Spacing Out. Remember to visit our website, openminds.tv, for all sorts of UFO news. We're posting a lot of content there lately, so do check it out on a daily basis. And if you're a podcast listener, go to openminds.tv/radio and check out our podcast, Open Minds UFO Radio.
And if you enjoyed today's show, please click on the like button and subscribe to our channel so you know when we post new content. Thanks again for joining us today. I'm Maureen Elsberry.
And I'm Jason McClellan. We will see you in the future.